How do you control blackberries in a native grassland? Is it important to control blackberries? Do we need to do anything? Today I have with me Steve Clubine. Steve Clubine has more years of experience managing natives than most people have even lived that are watching this video, but some of you have the experience of Steve. Steve's got 40 years of experience managing native grasslands, and this is one that he manages personally. This is his own piece of property and grazes it. But Steve, these blackberries, do you just let them go? Do you have to control them? What's your thoughts?
I feel you need to control them. You know, I thought I would just let them go, you know, when I first got it and had this and it showed up, because they are good. Well, they're good to eat. The berries are good to eat. They make good cover for shade, and particularly for like quail broods in the summer. They're escape cover for some other animals, the rabbit getting pursued by a coyote or a bobcat. And you notice kicking around in them, there are some birds that nest in the upper canopies. We think maybe Bell's vireo or maybe a field sparrow or a savanna sparrow. And one of the ways that I started trying to manage it was some really old literature that I had found that said if you mow them in late May, June, and July 2 or 3 times, that you can really get good control of them. So I tried that, and I don't know how good a control I got with sequential early mowing, but I also did notice that I've got birds flying out all over the place, and I'm destroying nests that nest in the canopies or maybe in the ground. So, hey, you know, this early mowing isn't such a great idea from a wildlife standpoint. Is there something else I can do? And if I let them go, particularly with native grasses and using fire, I just got more and more patches of blackberries, and the blackberries got bigger and patches got bigger and bigger. And the cows don't like to wade through it a lot, or the steers. There's a lot of good forage in there. There's some good wildflowers too, but they're not getting I'm losing 8 grazable acres of production, so I need to do something, I thought. My solution was I started using a herbicide. When I'm out here spraying other invasives, my other one we'll talk about later is Serratia lespedeza, I would spray these canopies with pasture guard or the generic clear graze. By using selective herbicides and spot treating, I could control my patches of blackberries of where they were, how big they got, how big an area they covered, but I didn't have to eliminate them completely. If I just broadcast sprayed it, I not only killed them all, but I killed all the broadleaves I wanted to save. So I would spot spray colonies. I always want to maintain a small colony of blackberry for its wildlife values more than anything else. So I don't want to wipe it out, but I don't want it to be all over the place either. So spot spraying and control was important, and I wasn't getting it with a mowing without collateral damage. That spraying seemed to be the best thing for me. Some triclopyr worked well for me of a compounder, or something that I was also using while I was spraying Serratia lespedeza and bull thistle.
So some people have a real aversion on their grasslands to herbicides. What are your thoughts? How have you come to peace with that?
Well, I don't like to use herbicides. I spot spray where I have to. I have a couple producer friends that are organically based. They don't want to use any herbicides, and that's a challenge in this world, mostly because of the invasive species that we've had, is how to control those and never use a herbicide. But the less you use of it, the better for your health as well as the health of the land. That's why I sure believe getting on a problem early before it has gotten to be immense proportions to where you have to take harsher action. And then you can safely use chemicals, I think, to the betterment of both the environment and your health.
And make sure you're using one that's effective. If you're going to do it right.
Read the label.
Be safe.
Use something effective. Yeah. Not always does it come from the local provider gives you the best advice he knows of, but it doesn't always have the best information, newest information either. So,
whatever he tells you, take the label and read it and see if it really works for what you've got going. Yeah. Label is your friend.
You have to always follow a label, and I can't tell you to use something without telling you to use the label.
Yeah.
Read the label.
Yeah. Well, so Steve tells us with his 40 years of experience that blackberries are tasty and blackberries are good for wildlife, but too many of them are not good. So if you end up seeing too many on your grassland, figure out what you're going to do and figure out how to control them that works best for you, your wildlife, and your berry picking. I'm Elizabeth with Hamilton Native Outpost, and this is Steve Clubine. Thanks for joining me, Steve.
You're welcome.
We at Hamilton Native Outpost make these videos to share the unique knowledge that we have gained from over 40 years of working with native plants as we raise and sell native grass and wildflower seeds. If you found this video helpful, we need your help to get the message out. Please subscribe, share, like, and comment. It helps others to find us. Thank you.